What up, homies? All right, let's see. It's gonna be a little bit of a restream because I've been having some issues with some lag. So we're gonna try to redo Tuesday. You know what I mean? Yesterday. Let's see what we got here. All right, sweet, 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 sweet. Check on one thing real quick, and then we'll get going. Doop, doop, doop. All right, yeah, I think we're good. All right, neat. I think we got it figured out. I think so. Um, hopefully it stays good. Anyway, so yeah, this is what we were trying to do yesterday on Tuesday. We just finished up the car project. It turned out really cool. And I had my homie do some sound design on it, which turned out great. I didn't give him any direction, and he just took it and made something dope with it. So I think it would be good to start off the stream to watch it, and we'll see how it turned out, and then we'll move forward and start thinking some ideas for our next projects. So let's do that. Open it up. Okay. Ready. Cool, 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 cool. All right. Let's watch this motherfucker. It's dope, I think. I think the only thing I have to do still is add the end slates with logo and stuff like that. I'll just pop to black. So I think it's pretty tight. Nice little fun personal project. So I think next step is to figure out what the fuck we're gonna do next. So we're just gonna do some idea creation, get some things flowing and see what we can do. I already have something up right now, and it is on Milanote, which I like to use for just like plopping down ideas. If you haven't used Milanote before, I would definitely recommend it. It's really easy and it's clean. And one of my favorite features is you can like search around the internet if you find images that are in line with what you're trying to create or just giving you some good ideas. All I have to do is hover over it and you can basically paste it right to this board without ever having to leave the current web page that you're on, which is tight. So yeah, let's just jump into it and start finding some ideas, and I'm gonna give you an idea how Milanote works too by doing that. I'm thinking about maybe doing a UFO type project, and at least in that direction, maybe. I think it'd be pretty fun. I've done some UFO kind of test fun renders that turned out cool. And I think I would like to actually like build something around that a little bit more that has a little more of like a story to it, or at least a more solid direction. So let's fart around with that idea. I got this like initial image that I found, which is kind of tight and kind of gave me a good idea of doing like some found footage type of shit, which would be cool. And maybe we can build this in Unreal this time instead of using Cinema 4D, which I think might be fun. I like to jump around different programs every now and then just to like not forget how to use them. So if I stay in like Cinema for too long, then jump back into Unreal, I'll just forget all the little fun things that I've figured out. So I need to like do stuff in Unreal and Blender and all my other shit every once in a while just to like keep it fresh. Otherwise I'll just won't get shit done. Know what I mean? So I'm going to first just like look around on Behance, which is kind of my like initial go-to for inspiration. It's not the best, but there's always some good work on there, so I just like to check it out. So let's see what we can find. Okay. Title design might be an interesting thing. I think if we did like a mini doc, maybe type of direction might be cool. Maybe we could get like someone on voiceover doing something. Might be interesting. Maybe we go the direction of, I don't know, maybe telling like a story of past UFO interactions or whatever, and then we can go to like UFO crashes like Roswell and like the other crashes around the planet. Like I think there's a few in like Russia and UK, I think in Venezuela too, so we can kind of maybe touch on those. And then maybe do some cool like techie type shit with going in the direction of military secrecy and kind of back engineering UFO stuff. I think it might give us a lot of opportunities to both do some really big scenes and also do some like interesting UI type work, maybe some like blueprint motion design stuff, which might be fun too. Let's see. This is cool. I could see this like working pretty well. So like I said, whenever you hover over an image that you like, you'll see this little like Milanote pop-up bubble that comes up. And all you gotta do is just like click that bad boy, and then this thing comes up. Let me move my screen real quick. This guy comes up over here, and all you gotta do is select your Milanote page and save it. And you can do this like for as long as you want to, basically. And whenever you go back to Milanote, it'll be there. All you gotta do is drag it, and then sweet. Super easy way to save inspiration and little ideas and stuff like that. You can also write notes on Milanote and stuff like that and connect images and do whatever, especially if you're working on like a team. I think it works really well for sharing ideas. It's a tight shot too. Okay, there's a lot of good shots in here, especially for the military section. Click it. Let me refresh the page, so let me click it. That's tight. Oh, cool. They just weren't appearing. Those. Add that. Add this. This is a cool look too. Oops. Let's go back. All right, let's see. Some of these are kind of cool. Let me get some ideas on maybe. Okay, that's tight. Especially if we're going like a blueprint type of route. That's pretty cool. I don't want to save a video though. So maybe I can just snap this real quick. And I'll just go ahead and bring that into Milanote so I don't forget. And plop all these in here. I think for if we're doing a UFO thing, sticking with kind of like a classic design for the UFO, but like, I don't know, maybe giving it a little bit of extra flavor would be good. This looks nice. Maybe we'll start out black and white too. I really like that look. Let's see. I think I forgot to open something real quick. As usual. Cool. That works. Let's keep looking. Maybe let's just check out some big scenes. Let's just look at just the whole 3D art page and see if there's any cool things there. I love Stewart's big scenes. It's always doing some massive scenes that I fucking love. Just a ton of scale. Dot, 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 dot. Ooh, that's tight. Oh my god, that's moody as fuck. Doing some like heavy fog type scenes, making it like kind of creepy. Might be a really fun direction to take with it. Yeah. Let's at least save this guy. That would be cool. I think that'd be really cool. I love dark stuff. Like mood-wise and look. Doing things that have a lot of depth. Dun 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 dun. Might give me a chance to try some new things in Unreal too. I've done some big like environment scenes in Unreal before, which I have a lot of fun doing, so that would be nice. That's interesting. Could maybe like do some interesting macro granular type shots maybe with some weird alien tech stuff. Might be cool. Doing a bottom-up shot like that would be cool. Obviously it doesn't have to be in the shape of a heart, but like looking up through the trees and maybe seeing like a UFO kind of like slowly pass over, that'd be a fucking sick shot. Save it. Let's see. This is kind of interesting. Now, if we do some like, yeah, like macro, maybe microscopic shots, it'd be nice. Maybe we could like do some of that in cinema and then do the rest in like, maybe we can like use multiple programs in this next project. That could be a good idea. Oops. I love spaceship too, so we can definitely do some space shots. It's a dope scene. I like where the moon is placed and the clouds and just that black and white gamma that he has. It looks really good too. So maybe we'll just keep it just maybe for some color ideas. Black and white color, you know, whatever. Alright, let's maybe see some environment shots. I don't know if I want to go like trippy with it too much. I kind of think staying grounded would feel more impactful. Sorry. My wife is pregnant, so I gotta keep my phone alive. Just in case. I want something big. Something like that is tight. That's fucking dope. Just save this whole thing. That's nice. So if we're gonna do VO, we're gonna have to write a script. Which I'm not really a copywriter, but you can give it a shot. Let's make sure that's clicked. Maybe it'll give us some different options here. Not really finding what I'm picturing in my head. Kind of the big open space environment shots. Whoops. That's not what I meant to click. And maybe. Like sometimes it's just best to scroll through the 3D thing, because as soon as I start putting in searches, it just seems to not be as great. At least on Behance, I don't know. We might try some other places too and see what we can find. I got some interesting websites that I like to look around that maybe not a lot of you guys use. So it might be cool to show those. Scroll, 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 scroll. Let me check something out real quick. Oh, weird. Interesting. No biggie. All right. Trying to multi-stream to Twitch too, but it doesn't seem to be streaming on Twitch right now, so we'll just stick with YouTube. At least for now. I remember seeing a shot like a few days ago that was like really nice, and I'm trying to fall upon that again. I know I was just scrolling through this 3D art page on Behance and ended up landing on it, and I was like pretty inspired by it. Needed it. Should have saved it. I had the chance. This shot. Fuck yeah, dude. This is what I'm thinking. For the big open shots. I love all the shadow around. The interesting little like smoke and clouds billowing around. We don't need any of this other architectural stuff. Just this shot. So good. So good. I think that's going to really drive a lot of the environment shots. It's that one right there. That one's good. That's a good shot. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's drag some stuff in here on our Millinote. Maybe let's try to keep things a little bit separate, depending on sections of this thing. Of like a military type section with, you know, maybe media and stuff like that. Maybe this goes in the found footage kind of part. Military, blueprints, probably in the military section. Back engineering type stuff. The big open environment shots will probably just be throughout the whole thing, but I'm really picturing that more in the beginning with just kind of like the visitation section with like the found footage stuff. So we'll just kind of keep environment in its own little spot here. I like the shot for environment. Let's see. Maybe we'll do a separate section for macro shots. Environment. Found footage. Macro shot. Cool. So we're starting to get some things laid down, figured out here. Let's label some of these so we don't get things too confused here. I'm just going to move all these down a bit, add some titles. Let's do found footage. sections. Large heading. Oops. Maybe change the card color, why not? Let's do that. Alright, so I'm gonna just duplicate that. Move it to my next one. Thanks. We'll do back engineering. Can I spell engineering? I think so. Not that. Engineering. Yes, cool. Not totally done. Let's move these a little bit further down. Duplicate this again. No sync. This will be environment. Okay, one more time, and this will be just macro. Cool. All right, we're getting somewhere. We can move these around a little more. Actually, let's just move these two up. So probably still add some more, and if we think of other sections, we can definitely just add to it, you know what I mean? Let's see. Let's keep looking. What other sections could we have? We got intro type, establishing shots, found footage stuff, crash retrieval. Maybe we could find some stuff for that. We got back engineering, macro shots. Maybe we could find some more like military base sort of inspiration just to keep us on track for that. Airstrip shot's kind of cool. Yeah, we might want to do some like MoGraph shots with maybe like a map or something like super stylized, obviously, make it good. But just showing maybe different bases where maybe like UFO tech maybe has been delivered around and stuff, you know, because there's like Roswell, well, not Roswell, it's like Area 51 or S4, and then there's what's the one in like Iowa? I can't even remember. There's a few, you know, so that might be a good idea too. I like this shot. So let's just save that. Let's see some hanger shots. Not hanger. Maybe it's too weird for Behance. Let's go back to military base. Maybe let's just go military. Right. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. This shot here. Ooh. I like the framing in that. Yeah, I like the framing in that. Hmm. Cool UI. Might be neat. I like that. I like these really up close shots where you can kind of see the texture of the screen. That's always cool. It's more interesting blueprint type of shot here. Where'd that go? It's somewhere in here. That's not bad. It's one a nice aircraft hangar shot. No, man, I don't know. I don't find anything here. Let's maybe move on from Behance to something else. Let's check out Cosmos. Cosmos is a website that I use quite a bit just for inspiration. They got a lot of interesting things going on. It's just like an endless board of just random shit, which is cool. Sometimes you can find good stuff, sometimes it's meh. So let's just see. Let's look up maps maybe. Hmm. Might be a little too out of the direction that we're going for. Let's do. Um, let's do eye candy and see if we can get just some angles that we like. Eye candy is a great website if you're just looking for like shot inspiration. It's good for color too. What are you doing, bro? This is cool. Maybe we could show like some hypnotic regression stuff, maybe from like abductees, which might be cool. Hmm, interesting. Let's try. I really want to see if I can get some interesting map ideas. I feel like that could be a good like transition point between scenes. This is tight, very different, very cool. Stay on. There we go. This is tight too. It's still like have a lot of like 3D depth to it. Yeah, general direction. So this is just like trying to figure out what my next project's gonna be, my next personal project in between client work. So I'm thinking about doing some sort of UFO something. I think that'd be cool. So I've done some interesting like little UFO shots just for fun. But I think doing something bigger with a little more like storyline to it would be a good thing. I think we can make it cool as fuck. So I'm going that route. I'm using Millinotes for just kind of like putting down some ideas and little like sections of what we could potentially like make and kind of what direction we could take. So like I think like a found footage section would be good even to start with. Just some really creepy shots of UFOs. I like doing like some big environment stuff. I think would be really good. Um, I think doing some sort of back engineering kind of military portion would be fun too. We could get like kind of techie with it, which would be great. And some macro shots maybe with like an alien tech weirdness would be good too. So I'm just thinking, I don't know, maybe it's just maybe like a mini doc type of direction where maybe we have like a VO on it this time. Just kind of going through like past UFO interactions and then crash retrieval and then back engineering and something like that. I think might be a good direction to take. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right now. So I'm just kind of getting ideas together and shopping around the internet for interesting images that spark inspiration and seeing what we can kind of come up with. So maybe on a future stream, maybe next Tuesday, on my next art stream, we can start digging in. But yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I think we may use multiple programs this time. On my last project, which was a fun like drift car project that I created, kind of the tail end on stream. That was nice, but we just used Cinema 4D, Octane render, and stuff like that for the whole thing. So I think maybe jumping into Unreal Engine for this guy, for at least for the most part, would be good. We got some stuff that would be good to make in Cinema 4D, more like 3D motion graphic type of things. And then I'm thinking about doing some map type stuff too, maybe showing like different military bases where like alien crash retrieval stuff has maybe been like transported around, like S4 and stuff like that. So I think that might be a good kind of like jumping around point throughout this whole thing. But I'm really looking for just like some really creepy shots, keeping it kind of dark. Is kind of my vibe. So yeah, just looking for ideas right now in this stream. Let's make a military section real quick so I can put some ideas there. Stuff didn't come through. That's all right. Cool. Let's keep looking. I think we're getting some decent ideas. I think for this stream, we'll just kind of get some like imagery down, and next stream probably still work on getting an idea down, but maybe do more like shot styles and getting color and stuff like that kind of like locked in. So then once we jump into it, really know what we're doing. And I think if we do a VO, we're gonna have to do some scripting too, which I don't normally do, but could be fun. So yeah. Did this come over? I don't think it did. Let's see. That's kind of cool. That's kind of interesting too. I like the color. It's that deep navy, and then kind of just keeping everything else white might be a good direction to take. At least for like the matte portion, you know. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So we'll probably end stream probably in like 10 minutes. I gotta hop off and get my daughter from school soon and stuff like that, but we'll definitely pick this back up on Tuesday, next Tuesday. I do art streams every Tuesday, and we do some music streams on Friday when we just write some dope shit. I'm not logged in. Hmm. Ah, thanks. Thank you, Jordan. That's awesome. Yeah, I would love to have you on stream as much as possible, dude. Come by. Yeah, like I said, like every Tuesday we'll be working on personal project fun stuff. Um, and sometimes it takes forever to get a personal project done, you know, with depending on how crazy client work gets, but yeah, I think we'll definitely make progress every time we hop on stream to do this. And like I said, I do music streams on Friday too if you want to hop in for that. I used to play music for a living before I got into this art stuff too, so I like to do production just for fun. This is interesting. I don't know what I'm going to use this for, but I'm going to save it because I like it. I like this 3D typography, not topography type stuff. Topography. That could be really cool. All right, yeah. All right, I think we got it in the stream here. I gotta hop off and skedaddle. And so yeah, if you want to pop back on Friday for music, definitely do that. Otherwise, we'll be continuing this project on next Tuesday, which would be great. I usually stream every Tuesday, Friday, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Time. So if you want to try to catch me, that's when to do it. Anyway, I'm gonna hop off. Get some other things done today, but yeah, thanks for hopping on, Jordan. Thanks so much, dude. Really appreciate it. So yeah, see you later, homie.